Hello. Welcome to Football Over. YouTube channel updates football news today, and the fun of the football world. You can follow us on Subscribe Now. Predicted Liverpool starting lineup versus Manchester United. Liverpool will travel to Old Trafford to face Manchester United in the Premier League on Sunday. The Reds need to win their remaining 5 games to have any chance of finishing in the top 4. Jurgen Klopp's side created loads of clear-cut chances against Newcastle United, but they failed to convert those. In the end, they ended up earning a frustrating 1-1 draw. Nat Phillips is once again set to be absent. It is unclear whether Klopp will continue with Fabinho at the back alongside Ozan Kabak or start with young Reece Williams. Curtis Jones made a return, as a substitute, against the Magpies in the last match. He is likely to play some part here as well. Liverpool started with 4 forwards against Newcastle, but Klopp will look to have more control on the road in the middle of the park. In that case, either James Milner or Jones could start alongside Gini Wijnaldum and Diogo Jota, 24, is likely to drop out. The Reds are undefeated in their last 4 games in all competitions, but they need to convert draws into victories. By contrast, Manchester United have recorded 6 wins out of their last 7 games in all competitions. Predicted Liverpool starting lineup: Alisson, Kabak, Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Thiago, Milner, Firmino, Mane, Salah. Fabrizio Romano claims Ibrahima Konate will join Liverpool. Liverpool have been linked with a move for RB Leipzig defender Ibrahima Konate in recent weeks, and it seems that the Reds are now closing in on his signing. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, the player will join the club this summer. Jurgen Klopp needed to sign a quality centre-back after this season's injury crisis, and Konate has the potential to be a smart acquisition for the Premier League club. The Frenchman is rated as one of the most promising defenders in Europe and could develop into a top-class player at Anfield. Klopp has a proven track record of improving young talent, and he could repeat the trick with the Frenchman if he joins the club. The Reds are in danger of missing out on Champions League qualification, and it would be a massive coup if they could sign Konate without that on the table. The player has a release clause of around €34 million, and the Reds should be able to afford him even if they lose Champions League revenue. Konate has excelled in the Bundesliga with Leipzig, but he looks ready to undertake a new challenge. The move to the Premier League would be the ideal next step in his career, and he will be keen to make an immediate impact at Anfield next year. Mohamed Salah makes difficult Liverpool claim and reveals private squad talks. Mohamed Salah has opened up on a difficult Liverpool campaign and special meetings held by squad. Mohamed Salah admits Liverpool are feeling more pressure fighting for a Champions League place than they did when challenging for the title during the previous 2 seasons. The Premier League champions have been left scrabbling among the also-rans in a tortuous campaign during which they have been hampered by serious injuries, illness, loss of form and the absence of fans from Anfield. Jurgen Klopp's side need to win their 5 remaining games to have any realistic hope of a top 4 finish and Champions League qualification, starting at Manchester United on Sunday, a venue where they last won more than 7 years ago. And when asked about the difference between fighting for the title and 4th place, Salah said, "I think it is hard. The pressure is higher and higher and it's more difficult for us because now you just feel like you have to win every game. But I think what we can do is take 1 game at a time and just focus on it and don't think about the other 4 games. Man United is a really big game and everybody in the world is waiting for that game. I think it means for Man United a lot to beat us as well, to stop us playing in the Champions League. I understand that, but for us it is more motivation. It's one of the biggest games, I would love to play it all the time." Salah added, "We started the season really well and everybody was saying we were going to win the Premier League again. And since we started to drop points you start to feel the pressure more. You feel now we're going to lose it, we're going to lose the Premier League and the pressure comes higher and higher. And we had the injuries, we lost Hendo in his position, we lost Fabinho in his position and of course we lost all the centre-backs, so it was tough for us to handle that." Liverpool lost only one of their first 16 Premier League games and were top at Christmas, only to subsequently fall away massively by losing 8 of their next 17. And while the condensed calendar has contributed to the Reds' lengthy injury list, Salah doesn't believe the intensity of their style of play under Klopp has meant a decline was inevitable. "I don't think so," he said, speaking to Premier League Productions. "If you look at the games, like in the last game we created a lot of chances but we didn't score. It's not about the intensity because we still can reach the goalie and we still can miss chances." Salah reveals skipper Jordan Henderson and vice-captain James Milner have headed talks with the squad in an attempt to address Liverpool's indifferent campaign. "We had a couple of meetings before and we were talking about everything," he said. "Some of the captains were talking about the situation and everything, but that is something private. I can't talk about it here. We are teammates and we are good friends as well. We are a group, so I think our relationship is good between all of us. I can see the players here are very humble and very nice, so I think we are a nice group." Mick McCarthy sends Harry Wilson transfer message to Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool loanee Harry Wilson scored a hat-trick for Cardiff City as they beat Birmingham City on Saturday. Mick McCarthy is adamant that Harry Wilson is good enough to break into Jurgen Klopp's first-team plans after the Liverpool loanee scored a hat-trick against Birmingham City on Saturday. Having impressed on loan at AFC Bournemouth last season, the Wales international was sent out on a temporary deal to the Championship after a permanent Anfield exit failed to materialise last summer. The Bluebirds might have narrowly missed out on the playoffs this year, but Wilson has enjoyed an impressive season, boasting 7 goals and 11 assists, the same total as fellow Reds loanee Harvey Elliott, in the second tier. And while the 24-year-old is likely to be the subject of interest once again this summer, McCarthy has urged Klopp to keep hold of Wilson next season. Why could he not go back to Liverpool and play there? The Cardiff boss told reporters after beating Birmingham. "He is their player. I'm not going to pick and choose where he should go, but he is absolute quality. He is a great pro. Even the first game when he was left out and everybody was shocked, he responded brilliantly. That's what I love about him. His ability and sheer determination to play. He is Liverpool's player and I would love to see him go back and play there. But he has been to Hull, Bournemouth, Derby, here. I think he feels he got a raw deal from the Premier League from his time at Bournemouth, because they got relegated and almost like it reflects badly on him. It shouldn't do. I saw him play for them. I sincerely hope the Premier League is where he is next year because that's where he deserves to be." Klopp reveals why top 4 still might not yield Liverpool a CL place. Liverpool's hunt for a Champions League spot continues this afternoon at Old Trafford as the Reds take on Manchester United in what is always the biggest fixture of the season. It's a game that the club needs to win regardless of circumstances each year, and this season has the added importance of trying to get into the top 4 after what has been a poor campaign. However, finishing inside the top 4 still might not be enough to play in the Champions League next season, with UEFA stating only 5 clubs from one country can compete in the competition. And the problem lies potentially if Chelsea win the Champions League and Arsenal win the Europa League, with the Blues then finishing outside of the top 4. That would mean the top 3 in the Premier League would only get qualification, as the Champions League and Europa League winners from the previous season get an automatic spot. Speaking to his press conference, Jurgen Klopp said on the matter, "Yeah, it's not nice. But, I don't know who can talk about that with the authorities. In fact, there's 5 teams, which is the maximum of possible Champions League starters. There is a good chance again. I think in the year when we won the Champions League, there was the Europa League final, which was all English as well, Arsenal v Chelsea, so there's good a chance of 2 all-English finals again. Which then again makes it really tricky, eh? I don't think too much about these kind of things. Yes, it's not nice as if you are 4th in the PL and then you get kicked out because another team winning the Champions League. That's not cool. It would take a lot for this to happen, of course, particularly with Arsenal down against Villarreal heading into the second leg, but even so, it remains a possibility for now. Chelsea seem likely to finish inside the top 4 at this rate, too, and all the Reds can do is just try and win their remaining games and see what happens." Jurgen Klopp issues Solskjaer praise ahead of Man United clash. Jurgen Klopp has issued comments of praise for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the work he has done at Old Trafford since becoming Manchester United manager. The Reds could hand Manchester City the title this afternoon if they win at Old Trafford, but it is United who have kept City closest of all this season rather than the Reds after what has been a season to forget. For Jurgen Klopp, Solskjaer deserves credit for the work he has done since he has arrived, too, with him also saying it's good to see a club like United taking a closer look at Solskjaer even if he didn't have the experience of managing one of the big clubs in the game before this. Speaking to his press conference, Jurgen Klopp said. "It's nice. I think it's clear if Ole wouldn't have had the history he has at Manchester United as a player, a very successful history, then probably not so many people at United would have thought of him as a coach. But because he did a brilliant job at Molde, and had the history at Manchester United, I think that was the idea. Nobody knew exactly how it would work, and it worked out absolutely sensationally from the beginning. Then had a little dip, a drop, but now they look good, really good. He deserves credit for that together with his coaches. It's always like this, it's a team effort." Obviously, United have had a decent season this year in the Premier League and look set to finish in second place and qualify for the Champions League. A trophy is available for them, too, in the Europa League, and the plan for Liverpool needs to be to just try and upset their win this afternoon.